All right, well, welcome back everybody. It's time for another update video, and we've had a lot more going on since the last video that I put out a few days ago. So things are progressing. However, Mother Nature has really delayed not only the building but my storm shelter as well. God, tell you, a lot of misting rain. Didn't get a lot of heavy rain like we really need, and it was just enough to keep pushing contractors off, stopping work, pushing concrete pour off, etc. So we are quite a few days behind, but that's the way it goes. So let me show you where we're at, and then we'll probably do this video just like the last one. I'll carry it into the garden to finish it up, because the garden is impressing me every single day. It just keeps putting on growth that's just amazingly fast. I just can't get over how good everything looks out there. So let's get started. So I will be releasing the concrete slab video here very soon. I just need to finish editing that up and putting everything together. It's kind of got a lot of files there. But the slab is not perfect by no means. My first time ever pouring one, and the finish is not spectacular. But I am very satisfied with what I've got. So it was a learning experience. I saved myself some money. Now, if this had been a patio or driveway or something, without a doubt, I'd have paid the professionals to make it look professional. But this is reinforced very well, very thick. I've got it level. I've done checked so many times because it just looks awful. The slope of the property, that kept driving me crazy. I want to make sure that I got at least that back corner, which is the lowest point, about an inch or so higher than the ground, so it doesn't flood. But it's curing right now. Just poured it this morning, and I'm just out here kind of wetting it little by little because the sun keeps popping out, really drying it out quick. Overall, like I said, I'm happy with the finish. Once I get big thick walls up on it, you won't see these rough edges. I just didn't have the right tool to do proper edging, and the few little marks out there are just kind of where I was troweling over. And like I said, I didn't get it professional, but for my first time ever doing a slab, I'm very happy with it. Very happy. So this is where things should start looking a little more exciting and different. This just gives you a general idea of how massive this building is. So we've got the concrete poured around all the posts. Did that this morning. That's still setting up and curing, although it's quite hard now. And I had them go ahead and fill practically to the top. I'm not worried about putting a bunch of soil over and growing grass. I tend to kill the grass off underneath the barn anyways. I just don't like it. You can't get in here and mow, so I keep it sprayed down. And eventually my plan is to put like some asphalt millings or something in here to you know, just kind of keep the weeds down and make it look even nicer and hard pack. So those holes are about 4 foot deep with the post all the way down in there, staked in rebar, and they are filled slapped to the top with concrete. So there is a lot of weight holding down each post. So I was telling a friend, you know how there's a lot of times in life that you purchase something or get something, and then you're kind of disappointed. You think, dang, this is not as big or as nice as I thought. This is not one of those times. Now that these posts are up and I get a good idea of how big this barn is, holy moly, it got bigger. It did not get smaller. So this thing is going to be massive. And I guess while I got you here, we'll go ahead and talk about what we're going to do again now that we can visualize with some posts up. All right, so these posts are not going to stay this high. I purposely upgraded every one of these timbers to 20 footers because my property does a lot more of a slope here than you realize. It's actually about 1.5 foot difference from the lowest post down there to one high on the hill right here. So if I had went with the 16 footers that a standard kit comes with, I couldn't have got the proper 12 foot eave height, or the only way I could have got it is to not have the post far in the ground, and I am not doing that again. We've done had one building blow down. We are not going to have another one blow down if I can help it. So that's why I upgraded to these tall 20 footers. So they are going to get cut down quite a bit. What I'm telling you to do is pick the highest point, which is going to be right here. There's a big hump right here. Make that a 12 foot eave height. So that way when we get down into the bottom corner, it's actually going to be 13 and a half will be the highest point of the barn, because that's the lowest point of the property. So that's the plan there. These will be getting cut off, and it looks like I'm going to wind up with a pile of cribbing and some 8x8s to block stuff up in the future, which that's not a bad problem to have. So here's the plan. These back two 10-foot bays, let's imagine they're not here right now. So starting from this post on, this is the barn that's going to be for all the tractor equipment. and boats and everything else. So I'm gonna stick the majority of my stuff out here in this. I'll leave the one bay boat inside the building just because it's so hard to clean. I like to keep it out of the weather and dust. So this is gonna leave me 42 by 60 for all the equipment. So quite a bit of room right now. Should take me a long time to fill this up, but you never know. I very well may. So what's going to happen now, these back two 10-foot bays, so this is 20 foot deep by 42 wide. This is going to be Tiffany's horse stable and tack room. So over here I'm probably going to build either a 10 by 20 tack room, may go a little smaller, and then this is all going to be on slab back here. This will be a little bit further in the future. So if the tack room's over here inside this area, everything out here is open, and I'm probably going to put 2 horse stalls over there, probably one really big horse stall where we can add a divider later should we get to, or we can put them this direction. I'm still deciding, but this is due north. You get a bad north wind sometimes, so I'm thinking I'm wanting to do a partial wall over here. This is west, which is our strongest wind in the summer. So I'm thinking I want to wall this and put the horse stables in there. That way they don't get the brunt of all the bad typical winds that we get. So if there's 2 stalls over here, they can actually walk out and go straight out to the pasture. I'm going to put a swinging gate over here so she can come out the tack room. There'll be a door right here, and she can actually walk them out, put the saddle on them, whatever else she needs, open the gate, let them out. And we're talking about making a small run out here to where they get their own little area to walk in and out freely, and we may fence it off separate from the rest of the pasture in case we have goats, cows, some other animal out there that we plan on having down the road. So that's kind of the plan right there. I've got some other ideas. I may build a nice big closet into the side of the tack room here for all my shovels and equipment that's outside my garden tools that are right now just getting rusted to death and wet. So I think that'll be a nice area to have that. The fence is planning on starting from that post, going that direction, like how it used to run, except we're just coming a little further over. Right here is all going to be wood fence. So the horses don't have no barbed wire, no fence, no nothing near them. It's just wood right here. And then starting from this post right here, I'm gonna put a big post in the ground there and carry the fence straight across the field that way. So we lose that little bit of pasture over there because we just planted all those pines, and they're eventually gonna grow up and get big, so I want them far away from the fence, and that'll give us our privacy back. So if y'all have watched that episode. So y'all know I'm gonna make a pit stop at the corn because it keeps blowing my mind. I have never seen sweet corn get this big. I'm used to it maybe getting 5-6 foot tall because I've always planted it in the ground, and just obviously that soil's a little more poor than this, but this is insane. It's still doing very well, even though some of it got blown down that last storm. It's trying to stand itself back up, but I'm just amazed at how much corn is being put on. The last video that y'all watched I recorded 2 days ago, and there's so much more corn now that's tossing out. It's just it's crazy. So look at this. I just stuck the camera in here a couple days ago, and I think there was 2 pieces tousled out, but now it's just tossing out as far as I can see in there. Got a lot of corn putting on over here. Some starting to tossle out over here as well. So like I said, every stalk has at least 2 ears. I'm seeing a lot of them with 3 ears. So it's going to be pretty amazing how much corn I can get off just a tiny little garden bed like this. Now look right here. So yeah, this is that one that's got 3 ears on it, and there's several of them that do. But corn is tossling out everywhere. Excited about that. Peppers, every day I come out here, they've grown several inches. They're just getting taller and taller. I'm seeing peppers just everywhere putting on. All different styles I have mixed up in here. Potatoes still look very, very good. I only lost one here to some ants. I've been dusting them pretty heavy. Have seen grasshoppers and a few other bugs showing up in here, so I've been dusting this. I just haven't dusted it since the last watering. These peppers are looking excellent. Bigger by the day. okra. Fantastic. Again, I'm still nervous that I didn't thin it out, but we're gonna let it go now at this point. I've yet to really see any okra, but it's still pretty small. Oh, never mind, look here. My first okra down there. So we're starting to put okra on, and okra grows extremely fast. So now that I'm starting to see a few little pods, I'm gonna have to start coming out here in about 2 days and really looking it over good. And I guess it's a good thing, but it's kind of a bad thing. This is so thick and grown together now because I did not thin it out. I'm gonna have to really slow down and take my time looking for okra pods in here. So that is gonna make it a little aggravating. Actually, look right here. There's another okra pod right there. So yeah, we're gonna be cutting our first okra in just a couple of days. The few little bean plants that I got are doing excellent. I mean, they're just putting on beans everywhere, loading up. Absolutely loading up. Even this little guy right here is just putting them on like crazy. Cantaloupes looking fantastic. I'm starting to see baby cantaloupes all in here. But this one over here is definitely loading up. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Look there, another one right beside it. So I see another one there. This plant is putting on a tremendous amount of cantaloupes. So I am definitely thinking I made the smart decision to get away from in the ground gardening and go to raised beds. Just really happy with everything that I see. These few little random corns that I stuck back here, again, blowing my mind. They're not getting tall, but look, 4 ears of corn, my goodness. That just doesn't even seem possible for the plant to support. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Crazy, I have never seen 4 ears of sweet corn on one stalk in my life. So, curious how this is gonna turn out. I mean, they're just loading up with corn everywhere. Look, there's 3 ears on this one. And they're just not even tall yet. I'm already eyeballing a lot of squash. I think today is gonna be a squash day. Not bad. All right, decent little haul of squash today. I have noticed that since I've started picking them a little bit smaller, since these plants are loading up so much, that production has really ramped up since I've been doing that. So any of them that don't look healthy, I've been popping off and throwing. I mean, some of these now have 10 to 12 squash on at one time. That's way too many. So if any of them look sick, I've been popping them off, and I've been picking them a little bit smaller, like this size, although I'm still getting some nice size ones. And since I've started doing that the last few days, I've noticed that I'm getting more and more squash daily. I think that gives the plant time to focus on producing a few good sized ones instead of trying to fill out 10 squash at once, which is just not possible. Picked a decent amount of beans the other day, but not quite enough for a meal. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick some a little bit smaller today and throw with it. Already got a couple handfuls in here. That way we can maybe have a meal of them tonight. Well, I think we're going to wrap the video up here. Hopefully you enjoyed the update. It's getting pretty exciting around here. Cannot wait for that building to be done. I'm excited that the garden's starting to produce. And even the concrete driver, he was here today pouring the slab that's over here behind you, and he was looking at the garden going, man, I have sure been thinking about doing me a garden. He's never done one before. And some of y'all have talked to me about that. If you're on the fence about it, just do it. It's such an enjoyable experience to be able to come out here, grab your own food anytime you want, put in the hard work, watch something grow, you know, kind of just reap the rewards of, you know, hard work. So it's a good feeling. Even if you start with one bed, a little 4x12 or 4x16, you can grow a lot in that. You can put 3 or 4 different varieties or something in there and just have you a few fresh vegetables or peppers every now and then with a meal. So I say do it if you're thinking about it. Why not? So thank y'all so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoy the update. I should have the concrete slab video coming out here in another day or two, and I may give one more update on the building, being that it probably will take them several days to get up there and get the trusses, roofing, etc. And then we'll have a move-in day. Looking forward to that, getting everything out of the weather. So thank y'all for watching.